Hey everyone, welcome to another MLM dumpster fire. I'm using this hand on purpose because your girl got engaged. Also got a Blackpink shirt. It's got all of them. I feel like I have too many updates, but also please ignore this. My wonderful dining table is ruined because a man, or the man, should I say, moved into the apartment and we need to get him a desk and a chair for his computer. So he has took upon himself to destroy my dining table. But yeah, we're gonna have to deal with that for the next few videos, for the next few weeks. Also, I have a small business shout out. My fellow creator and my fellow dear friend, I dare to say, Karina. She has started her small business. It's Karina's Creations. I'm gonna link it down below so you can check her out if you haven't already. I love everything that Karina makes, and like I said, it's just such good quality and it's amazing, and I was so excited to get one of these for myself. I want to get more, and I'm probably gonna end up getting a bunch of them in the future as well, to be honest. Like, we're just gonna have a bunch of Karina's Creations in the back. Anyway, I think that was enough ranting for today. Today we are here to watch the Men of Modere, so that people can't say that I am attacking women in network marketing. And before we get into it, big shout out to my channel members. As always, I really truly appreciate you guys, and don't forget to click that like and subscribe button if you would like to support my channel. That's the best free way to support me. And yeah, let's just get into this. Oh my god, it's 56 minutes long.
What's up? What's up? Social retail, Modere, how we doing? John Melton coming to you live from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm excited, jacked up, fired up as usual. And I'm really excited because we're going to have a dudes only broadcast. This might be the first time in Modere history since I've been here for 5 years that it was all men. We do have a lot of women kicking butt and taking names in Modere, but guess what? There are some dudes as well. So I'm really excited to have this conversation. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is John Melton. I've been in network marketing, direct sales, MLM, whatever you want to call it, for 19 years. Since 2001, I got started in the profession. I was broke, busted, and disgusted, had no idea what network marketing or direct sales was, but I got excited because they said you could be from Yale or jail, but you could be successful if you were coachable. It didn't matter what your background was. It didn't matter if you had any expertise or knowledge or any marketing skills or abilities whatsoever. And at the age of 20 years old, I got started in this profession.
I love how they pretend, or they present, should I say, the fact that you don't need to have any skills, which I don't agree. I think you have to have some skills to be successful in an MLM. But the way that they say this, that shouldn't be a good thing, okay? We shouldn't strive. At least I personally think that we should not strive to do something or to brag about being unqualified or not having any skills and then getting rich without having, you know what I mean? I feel like it's degrading. I feel like everyone has their own skills, everyone has their own talents. So presenting it as if it's a great thing that you don't need to have any skills or anything, it's just, it gives me weird vibes. Let me know down below what you think about that one.
And I was hopeful for the first time in my life that I could actually do something that I was interested in doing, something outside of, hanging out with my friends, partying on the weekends. I don't know how many of you can relate to that. That was pretty much all I did up until I...
LOL, everyone partied with their friends. Well, most people went through a phase where they partied with their friends or whatever. Most people are gonna relate to that one. That was weird.
Saw network marketing. And unfortunately, the first company I was with, they went out of business, got shut down, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about sales, leadership, personal development. I met my incredible wife, Nadia, who's somewhere in the background helping out with the technical side of things. Thank God, us dudes, we're not always the most tech savvy. But on a serious note, that changed my life. This industry, this profession has been life-changing, and it sometimes scares me to think what could have happened or what would have happened if I said no to network marketing, or if my best friend at the time didn't reach out to me and invite me out to a meeting. Back then we had these briefings that we did, and I went to the briefing and I was hook, line, and sinker. I was a total red apple, as they call people like me. I saw the vision. I saw the potential. I got excited about residual income. Why would you want linear income? It's like once you find out Santa Claus doesn't exist, you can't go back to believing that it does. Once I found out network marketing was real, once I found out residual income was real, I was hooked. And I learned so much in those early years, but I didn't do a lot of earning. It took me a while to become successful. And it was about 7 years before I finally created a full-time income when I was able to fire my boss. In fact, drop into the comments if your goal is to fire your boss or if you have fired your boss. But it took me 7 years to create a full-time income and 16 years to finally become a 7-figure earner. So this is not get rich quick. This is not, a pyramid scheme. This is not something where you're going to get in, you're going to have a ton of success and make a whole lot of money fast. Now, do people do that? Yes. In fact, I'm going to interview 3 individuals that all built their businesses in Modere quickly. But here's the reality. All of them have had success and experience in other companies. In fact, I came to Modere 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago. And I was eager, I was excited, but I was also experiencing a little bit of MLM PTSD. Anybody else experience MLM PTSD? My light just went out. And it's back on, act of God. Anyway, I think a lot of us that have been in the profession, maybe you've done direct sales or network marketing before, maybe you've been in a company where it was all about recruiters recruiting recruiters to recruit more recruiters. You were selling an...
As someone who has been diagnosed with PTSD and as someone whose family members, all of us have PTSD for different reasons. I have it from a tragic event and trauma that happened to me when I was young, and my parents have it because they were literally in war. We've lost our loved ones, everything. Like, I rarely use the word hate, but I really hate when they use this term, MLM PTSD, because PTSD is a very hard thing to deal with and it's a very serious disorder, and using it in this way, I don't agree with that. I don't like it.
Overpriced product. You were doing 3-way calls and home parties and all that nonsense. Well, here we do things very differently. You're going to learn about social retail today. You're going to hear some incredible stories from Glenn Rollins, Brandon Forbes, and also Justin Weeks, and all of these guys.
Also, social retail is literally the same thing as network marketing. MLM, direct selling, social selling, is the same thing. It's just a different term for MLM or network marketing because, in my opinion, they try to get away from it because it has a bad reputation now. The anti-MLM movement is big. More and more people are aware and get like kind of red flags when they hear MLM or network marketing. So I feel like Modere, specifically Modere, is refusing to use those terms. They're just calling it social retail when in reality, it's the same thing.
They decided to partner with Modere because they saw the potential. They knew they could impact other people with this opportunity, not just from a health standpoint, right? We have some incredible products that we can talk a little bit about, but also from a financial standpoint and really being able to build a global business from home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm wearing my nice shirt. Like, these guys are all dressed up looking good, but I think all of us are probably rocking board shorts right now or gym shorts or sweatpants or something, right? Like, you don't have to go out there and do the home parties, the 3-way calls, belly to belly, knee to knee, sit down with people, eye to eye. You can build this entire business from your phone. And I think there's power in our system, the duplication model, and just really someone that's wanting to supplement their income can plug right into an existing system where we teach you what to say, what to post, how to show up, what to do every day to be successful to promote these incredible products. So I'm going to start off with Glenn. Glenn, if that's cool with you, just because the order that I see here. Glenn, if you could start off with sharing with everyone, you've had experience in the profession, you had some issues, your company had some issues, and you had to make a very difficult decision to start over somewhere else. And you could have partnered up with any company. So maybe you could start off, Glenn, just sharing a little bit about your story, your background, and why you chose Modere.
All right. Well, first of all, I feel honored to be on here with 3 of the top leading men, I would say, in the whole industry. Like, I know both of these guys. Justin actually lived 45 minutes from me, and he doesn't know that the company he came from was in competition with my company. And I was like, man, like, where are all these people coming from? And Justin was actually my competition. So I'm glad to be working with my competition. Brandon's a phenomenal leader, excited to be with him. And John, I could talk about him all day. So it's an honor to be here. I've been in the industry for for about 8 years now. And whenever I found the industry, I was a professional college student. We have any professional college students out there? So I changed my major 4 times. You had electronic engineering, diet, nutrition, kinesiology, exercise science. But I kept taking these student loans out, and I was like, man, this money's awesome, but I wasn't thinking about the consequences. And I just kept doing it. I kept doing it. And I dug myself in about $90,000 in student loan debt. And I was thinking, man, like one day, I have to get married, but what woman's going to want to marry a guy with a 480-point credit score, a guy with $90,000 in debt? I was living paycheck to paycheck. And honestly, what really did it for me is 2 weeks before I said yes to the industry, I went into a gas station, went to buy an Aquafina water, overdrafted $2, ended up costing me $33. Look, like something has to change. I told many people no, decided to get started. I fell in love with the products, with the company I was in. I didn't know there was a better way. So Modere has a better way. I'll get to that in a minute, but I didn't know what I didn't know. So I got started on the products. Like John said, we did things the old fashioned way. We were driving all over the country, doing home parties. Literally, I bought this new car, and literally within 2 years, I think I put on 140,000 miles on my brand new car from driving all over the country, doing 3 phone calls. And rewinding back, I was like, okay, one day I want to get married. What woman's going to want to marry a guy that's on the phone all the time? So I was on the phone all the time. I was doing all these home parties. And another thing is I was winning. Me and Brandon, we went on several incentive trips together. We were winning, but our team wasn't winning. It's like there's just something missing here, and luckily, by the grace of God, our old company said, you know what, guys, we're going to fire you guys. You're now going to become a retail company, and you need to find another place of business. But luckily, I'd been plugged into the system with John probably like a month or 2 prior to what happened with our company. So I started doing my research. The foundation was already set by me getting into the system. And I joined one day after what happened with my company, and it was off to the races. I was like, not to say that Modere is easy, because it's not. Like, no company is easy. But when I went from doing 3 phone calls to driving all over the country, to just being plugged into a system where we simply put people into a group, just like you guys are in Social Retail Live right now, or Social Retail right now, and you're seeing other successful people. You just plug people into a group. You put them in a group message on Facebook, super simple, with, like I said, I was put into one with John that's real simple. We might send people a video, and that's it. Anybody can do that. Now, in my old business, I had to be the one doing all the 3 phone calls. Not everybody wants to do that, but anybody can plug somebody in to a system. And then simply what I did in the beginning is I just put my sponsor in as many chats as possible. I learned what she said and what John did, and then it was off to the races from there. And another thing that I really loved about the company is, John's whole team page, all we do is we put you on the team page and tell you to go to Unit 1. All the training is in order. So we have an unlimited amount of tools. You can go to your app, you can find tools. We have 3 different apps for the business. Our customer app, it actually, when your customers download the app, it actually looks like an Amazon Prime app. You go on there and it says skincare, it'll say health and wellness, it'll say, and everything is laid out. So the customer has an app, and what's cool is there's no pressure on that app or the customer website for a customer to join the business. And my other company, it was more pressure. If you want to earn money, it was more pressure on pushing the business. Well, over here, we have a 10-to-1 customer to rep ratio. So that's a really huge thing when the FTC is looking down on, is you want to have a lot of customer retention. Like I said, the customer has no pressure. We have that app. We also have coupons that we can give people. I thought that was genius. Like everybody loves a good sale. If you like a good sale, drop in the comments. You love a good sale. Always. So every time you talk to somebody, hey, I have a $10 off coupon I can give you. That automatically gets people in the door and makes people want to do more. We have an amazing referral program over here where you can earn up to 250 product credit just as a customer without even selling anything. You can earn up to $250 in free product credits each month, which I thought was phenomenal. We also have, if people are skeptical, a 30-day money-back open bottle guarantee on all the products, which is that you can actually take the products for about 25 days, send it back, get your money back. Our company's worldwide. Like my last company was just
That sounds good. Like it's an easy way out in case you want to go out. But if you're using the products for 25 days, I'm pretty sure if you tell your upline or any of your other teammates, hey, I don't think this is working for me. I think I'm going to return, give up. I can bet in most cases people are going to tell you like, oh, are you sure? But 25 days is not enough. Like give it some time, give it another month or two, you know, they just to lure you to stay longer. And then there goes your refund.
in the United States and it finally went to Canada. We're literally all over the world. I have teams in New Zealand, Australia, Spain, Canada. And so, like I said, what I love is I would say the time freedom. You know, to be honest, in the beginning, I put in a lot of work. I put in a lot of hustle work. I told my family what I was going to do. I established a foundation. Now I have ground rules. Family time is family time. All right. In my old company, if there's a 3-way phone call time, like, you know, sorry, family, I got to step out of the movie real quick. I have to do this call. Like, you don't understand. So in the morning, I'll do what's called a power hour. I'll hit it hard for an hour, go take care of family, introduce John or Bryn into a group chat, and then they can handle it from there. So I feel like we have a lot more time freedom. And I don't want to say Justin and Brandon probably wants to say a lot of what I'm saying, so I'm not gonna say too much, but I just think there's no company in the world like this. The culture, those two guys can tell you, coming from other companies and coming to Modere, everybody feels like a winner.
Oh my God, if I was at a work meeting or what's supposed to be a work meeting and on a team call and I'm talking about something or presenting and someone does this to me, I would have been so pissed. It's probably for his Instagram stories, isn't it?
Here. Women, men, somebody who is just a hobbyist, you know, the 5%ers like us four, we all feel like winners. When you get your first sale, you're going to get shouted out to the rooftops. When you get your first customer, and not just the people that are at the top gets all the praise. Everybody here gets praise. Everybody feels like, you know, like they fit in. The leadership. Once you guys see John's leadership, my sponsor Bryn's leadership, we have the best leadership I've ever seen in my life. And I would say the top in the industry, not just in our company. So I don't want to steal their thunder, so I'm gonna let them. I probably just said a lot of what they're gonna say. So
no, it's all good, man. Look, you hit the nail on the head multiple times, and I think a lot of us can appreciate the fact that, you know, if you're just starting out and you're just trying to get a couple customers and make a couple $100, like there's support, there's people that are going to recognize you, shout you out. And it's not just about, you know, the big leader that comes over with lots of influence. And those are the only people getting recognized. Those are the only people that are getting shouted out. And I think, you know, you also mentioned the customer to rep ratio. I mean, it's crazy that, you know, like right now we've got some special promotions that are happening and the team is just lighting it on fire. And some of these people are literally making more money this month than they've ever made in their life doing anything ever. Right. And you can't put a price tag on that considering what's going on in the world with, you know, all the uncertainty, the economy and all the things that are going on. Like there's never been a better time to start an online business, start a business from home. And I think, you know, the system we have is hands down the best online system out there. And then, of course, it helps to have great products that are affordable, a company that gets it and speaks the same language. So, Glenn, those were all excellent points. I'm going to come back to you. Brandon Forbes, what's going on, brother? So, Brandon, I'm really excited to introduce you to everybody also because you got started literally a year ago this month. You came in guns blazing, just like Glenn, just like Justin. You know, enrolled a lot of people, ranked up to elite within your first month and a half, you know, 2 months into the business. You know, you had a 5-figure payday. Don't want to make income claims, but you had quick results because you had experience, you had expertise, and you found something.
I love how he had to warn him, like, oh, you made a lot of money, but don't make any income claims, but you made a lot of money.
That you could truly believe in and help the average person. So would love to have you, Brandon, also share a little bit about your story, your perspective, and why you think things are growing like they are.
All right, let's hear it. Is he going to have a moment where we're like, yeah, that's the moment. That's what made you vulnerable. And that's why someone managed to recruit you into this.
Here with this opportunity. Yeah, man, you're good.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you hear me okay with my headphones in? Okay, cool. Good stuff. Yeah, so Glenn and I actually came from the same company. He kind of referenced that a couple of times. So you kind of get a little bit about, our background in the industry. But my wife and I, we actually got introduced to network marketing on accident in 2013. We became a discount customer in a company where the only way you could get a discount was to become a rep. And that's most of those old school intern.
That's a red flag. Isn't that a red flag? I have never heard that that was a thing, that you can't shop somewhere unless you become a rep. Any other non-MLM businesses, normal businesses in my opinion, for the lack of a better term, don't do that. They want you to spend money, and it doesn't matter if you join or not or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not good with words today.
Consumption models, if you want a discount, if you want wholesale pricing, just become a rep and you can get a discount. And that's kind of how you get roped into the business. Well, guess what? It worked for us. And so they got us in the business, and we got great results on the products. And it just so happened that we weren't quite to the point of, being completely disgusted with our financial and time circumstances, but we got that way. And we remembered that it was shared with us that there was an opportunity attached to those products that we were loving. And so, Amanda and I, my wife and I, sat down and we thought to ourselves, man, what if this could be an answer? And so just a little bit about our background. So I was in the military for about 8.5 years prior to getting started in network marketing. My wife worked kind of a standard corporate full-time desk job at a big business here in town. And we were both grateful, yet highly unsatisfied, if that makes any sense. And so I was in a special operations unit. So I was, gone 6 to 9 months out of the year, training or deployed. When I was home, I was working 70 hours a week. Amanda worked 50 hours a week. And it was at the end of 2013 when she was pregnant with our first, who is now 7, which is crazy to think about, that, she kind of caught herself at that job, looking out the window, watching the cars go by, thinking to herself, is this what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? Because really, in my heart of hearts, I want to be at home with my kids. And so we were both, like I said, completely dissatisfied with where we were. And so, we got to a big corporate event.
So there it is. They were unhappy. They wanted something else. In this case, they wanted to be at home with their kids, and they got roped in because this is often presented as an opportunity where you can work from home and stay home with your kids, which, as someone who works a 9 to 5 remotely, you really don't have to turn to MLMs for that. You have all the freedom and everything if you just find a remote 9 to 5 job, and that job is going to give you benefits. It's going to give you medical, possibly. It's going, depending on which country you live in, it's going to give you a lot of free time. You won't have to commute, so you're going to be able to be with your kids as well. If your kids are small, you may be able to have your kids around if you're working like on an email customer support or chat or something that doesn't involve like talking to customers or whatever, or administrative jobs or whatever. It's also going to pay you, which most people in MLMs, Modere including, don't get any profit. They don't make any profit in the MLM.
With that first company in Dallas Cowboy Stadium and in Dallas, Texas. And, my eyebrows got blown off. I caught a vision. We came home, and our first 12 months in that business, we became 6-figure income earners, walked away from those 2 previous careers. And over the course of about 6 years from that point, we built a multi-7-figure business with thousands of people on our team. And in May of 2019, like Glenn alluded to, we got on a Zoom kind of like this, except it was our CEO on the other side. And essentially we got told, hey, we've been investigated by the FTC. They didn't tell us that, but that's what happened. And we're being forced to change our business model from multi-level to single level. So what that meant for a family like us was that, boom, overnight, we were losing a multiple 6-figure income, and we literally had a multiple 6-figure income lifestyle and $0 coming in. And so we were kind of put in a position where we had to decide what we were going to do. And I knew that I was going to make it happen for my family. I didn't know how, but I started to get creative like dads do and like husbands do. And I started to kind of problem solve. I don't know if any of you guys out there that are men that are listening are fixers, right? So I thought to myself, like, how can I fix this? And I thought about the mortgage industry. I thought about getting into real estate. I thought about, doing all types of different commission-based sales positions. And here's what I came down to every single time I went down one of those paths in my mind. Maybe I could go make a lot of money, but I'm never going to see my wife, and I'm never going to see my kids. And I know legacy is important to me. I didn't marry my wife because I never want to see her. And I didn't have kids because I don't want to be their dad. Right. And so I knew. Okay.
With the parent shaming. What the fuck? I hate Oh, I've been using the word hate a lot in this video, but I sincerely very dislike when they say this. He just basically said, if you go back to work after having kids, you're not a dad or a mom or a parent because you're not there with your kids 24/7. Not everyone wants to do that. Sometimes it's not the healthiest to be always with your kids and your family. So implying that people who go to work or people who are not stay-at-home parents or working from home parents are not parents is disgusting.
In that moment, I could go do other things to make money, but there was no other industry on the planet that I knew of that was legal that could also give me time freedom and flexibility. And so we knew we had to.
What? There was nothing in the whole world, in the whole wild world of all the different businesses that you can do, start, whatever. There was nothing legal that's legal and that allowed people to stay at home with their kids. What?
Find another home. My story is a little bit different than Glenn's. We did not come here 2 days after that happened with that company. We actually ended up following our previous leadership to another company. Was not the right fit for a lot of different reasons. And if you guys have ever been in a situation where maybe there's been culture issues or you have a difficult product to explain or there's no system in place and everybody's scrambling around trying to figure out how to make the business work, but nobody's making the business work. I don't know if anybody can relate. That's been a part of, other companies or other businesses, but that's where we were. And we knew that where we were was not the place where we could, one, build, success again for our family and create freedom again for our family. But we truly didn't believe that we could create success for other people. And we originally got involved in this industry because we were money motivated. I'm not going to lie, guys. Like I saw that there was people that were making 6 and 7 figures. I was making 45 grand a year in the Army getting shot at. And I wanted to do something different, right? I saw other people winning at a much higher level than I was. And I was attracted to those things. But I found out very quickly that money got me in, but impact was what it was all about. It was about finding other people, helping them change their life, be it physically or financially, with the products, with the business. And here's what's cool. You get paid for impact here. The bigger your impact, the more you earn, right? Your paycheck is just a scorecard for the amount of people that you're helping. And so when we knew that wasn't the right place for us to be in that second company, I've been following John on online. He and Nadia have a phenomenal, just generic network marketing coaching platform. And we talk, back and forth a little bit in Facebook Messenger. I got some of his courses, and I just felt like, God put it on my heart that I was supposed to reach out to him. So I did. Just so happened the night that I reached out to him, there was a company webinar, which is funny because we don't even do company webinars here. Like we have our amazing ATM system where we would just add people to the group like what you're in right now. We tag them in some content, we pop in a group message, and that's our system. But there just so happened to be the once a quarter company webinar thing that you could plug people into. I got on, I caught a vision, and we got off to the races. And what's crazy is what we lost, that giant business that we built and the income attached to it, that took us 6 years to build, we were able to recover in 60 days here and got back to the point very quickly where not only were we on our feet, but our team was on freaking fire. And that's what's so exciting about this culture in this place is I'm not the only one winning anymore, right? So
oh my God, that's so BS. Seriously.
Success is extremely lonely and unsatisfying if you're the only one that's experiencing it in your organization. And here, not only are Amanda and I winning at a high level, but we have multiplied more people on our teams who are hitting top ranks in the compensation plan, multiplied more people on our team who are making, and I'm not going to even say a dollar amount, that's probably a bad idea, a lot of money. We just had a girl who literally, she calls it failed. I say she was practicing, but she, quote, failed in her words at 3 other companies and came here and made $5,500 her very first month. Now, am I telling you that's going to happen to you? No. Am I telling you that if you're in Modere right now and that didn't happen to you your very first month, can you not have success long-term? Absolutely not. Everybody's story is different. But my point is, this is a culture and a place of winning, and it's a whole lot of fun to be a part of.
100%, brother. And, it's interesting, too, because, a lot of people that come over here are making their income, especially in the beginning, not from recruiting and team building. There's some of that, right? In fact, you'll hear from Justin I think Justin was Justin, how many people did you enroll your first month? Was it like 60, 61, 62, something like that? Yeah, so Justin was like, this is a recruiting machine. I think Glenn and Brandon, same thing, recruited a lot of people their first month. I enrolled 38 people, but that's not the norm, right? You'll see more people come in and enroll 30 customers their first month, 10 customers, 15 customers, and make a significant
Stop. How many people actually enroll that many people? I mean, if I joined an MLM, I would probably manage to recruit like my boyfriend, maybe my mom, maybe one or two more best friends. Probably would make it to 10 at all, let alone 30 or whatever. Come on, stop it. Unless you have a big following on social media, you're not gonna enroll that many people. I feel like when you first join the MLM, that is when you enroll most of the people because it's new, it's fresh, and you're gonna guilt sorry, maybe not guilt, ask your family members, friends, partners to help you out to enroll them, and then it slows down from there. So if you don't have a big following on social media, you're not gonna enroll that many people. 30 is a shit ton of people to enroll, and it doesn't happen to most of the people that join.
Income, make a profit in that first 30 days just from the promoter side of our plan, where you can earn 10% right out of the gate, all the way up to 36%. We had a woman the other day, Yesenia Hernandez, the first day we launched a promotion this Monday, 13,000 in sales in one day. Now, is that normal? No. Is it possible? Yes, because of our system and our social retail model and the products and all the things we do. So it's really exciting to see someone come into this opportunity, like Brandon mentioned, failed, and 3 other companies, but came here, was able to earn a check with a comma and make a significant income, mostly from promoting the products. And then, hey, if you want to take advantage of both sides of the plan, like the 4 of us have, go for it. In fact, I encourage every single person getting started to shoot for the experience. The experience is really a great way to create a story of success in the beginning, where you enroll 3 social marketers, each of them on an XM kit. You know, we've got the ultimate kit, which is the best option, but it depends on your financial situation to just, you know, pick a kit that works best for you getting started, and then enroll 10 customers.
Yeah, pick a kit that best works for you, but you should pick this one, the most expensive one, because it's the best one. They always say that. It's so annoying. Like, they just try to get people to spend even more money on this. And most of the people that join MLMs are already in vulnerable financial positions. And then you have these reps being like, he wasn't pressuring, but he was implying, oh, yeah, but that's the best one. So if you get a different kit, you know, you didn't get the best kit. I'm sure you know what I mean. I feel like I'm very bad with words today. I'm very bad.
Get yourself to what we call silver team leader. Silver team leader, your enroller, your sponsor, the person you're working with, the team, the leadership you're working with can explain more about that. But get yourself the silver team leader ASAP so you can earn an iPad, an iWatch, an experience of some sort, a shopping spree, a vacation, a getaway, whatever. But this is something the company puts on the table for those of you when you first get started. And it's neat because then once you do it, you can teach other people how to do it. So Brandon, appreciate you. Justin, would love for you to start off with just sharing a little bit about your story. Again, a little unique to the rest of us, right? You were in a situation where you were with the same company that's still in business. You know, as far as we know, they're still doing well, but you were there for years and decided to pivot. You decided, you know what, I want to do something different. I remember when we first connected, I think you were going to wait till next year to get started. But then we had a conversation. Right. You watched a couple of videos. You watched that MLM comparison video. You checked out the groups and you were like mind blown. You're like, let's just do this now. So
I actually reacted, I think, to that MLM comparison video. I think he's talking about the video that Justin Prince made. And it's this whole thing where he's explaining the difference between social retail and MLMs. And it's a lot of BS. Like, we were able to debunk most of the things that he said. I think I reacted to that video maybe even 2 years ago at this point.
Maybe you could talk about your story and you getting started, why you decided to partner up with Modere. I know you and Aaliyah are very serious about making a big splash and helping a lot of people with this company. So excited to hear your story, my friend.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to share the stage with you studs for sure. So, but yeah, 8 years ago, I was introduced to the profession by a friend of mine that I served in Iraq with in the Army, and wasn't looking for anything. I was a Louisiana state trooper, so Aaliyah and I, we live in Lake Charles, Louisiana, Southwest Louisiana. We have 5 children. Well, my son has autism, my 8-year-old. And I was a state trooper. I ended up being a SWAT operator there. And I taught the defensive tactics in Baton Rouge, which was about 3 hours from where I live. But I was just always gone. I was either working, patrol, getting called out for SWAT training, just seemed like I was never home. I was either working or sleeping. So my buddy asked me to take a look at, this type of business. I was reluctant. I was hesitant. I don't know. I was one of those people that maybe thought they were too cool, but I've kind of always had that entrepreneurial spirit. And I just never had anything to apply it to. But when
Boy, joining to an MLM, you're not an entrepreneur. You're an independent contractor for Modere. So sorry to break it to you, but you're not an entrepreneur. So if you do have an entrepreneurial spirit, you should be doing something else and not Modere.
I took a look at the lifestyle, like Brandon talked about, not only can you earn a lot of money, but you can have some time to go with it. I knew a lot of people that earned a lot of money. Just none of them had any time. And I knew people that had a lot of time, but none of them had any money. And quite honestly, I didn't have any time or any money. I was making about what Brandon was making in the Army as a state trooper, about around mid 40s, 40,000 a year. So I wasn't providing for my family like I wanted to, nor was I as present of a father as I would like to have been. And, as far as
Okay, to me, as someone who earns a lot less than what he just said, basically said that 40K is a bad salary. I know the US is expensive. Europe is expensive as well. Like, we pay a fortune for this apartment. We're renting, mind you. So, and I earn a lot less than 40K and I'm managing just fine. I mean, I know I don't have kids and my partner works as well. So there's that big difference, but I think we could afford to have a kid as well at this point. Barely, but we would make it. But also there are people who earn a lot less, who are unemployed, who are unable to work a full-time job due to disability or something like that. And I feel like to me, it sounds very privileged to say, like, yeah, I was earning 40K, but that's nothing. Like, that's not enough. Like, yeah, I get it. You want to have more money to be able to afford more things for your kids. There's a lot of people out there that would, I don't know, do what to be earning a 40K income a year. So making that sound as if it's a bad paycheck when it's really not. Like, if you are managing your money well and your finances well, I think that's okay. Well, I guess it depends. Was his wife working or not? There's a lot of different factors, but I feel like what he just said was kind of like, I don't like that. It could be a lot worse. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being nitpicky now.
the shift, I earned 7 figures in that company. I was there 8 years. I mean, in the duration that I was there, I earned 7 figures, multiple 6-figure income. And it changed my life. I grew as a person tremendously through the personal development. It was very enlightening. Like you were talking about earlier, once you've seen the light, you can't hardly go back. Once you're aware what's possible with a business like this, you can't just go back to trading time for money and hours for dollars. It's just not possible, honestly. So was building the business. Things, I don't want to say anything negative about.
I never understand personally also when they make this claim, trade time for money at your jobs. Well, what are you doing in MLMs? This is work. Being on this call and presenting and trying to recruit people who are listening to this call, that's work. You're still trading your time for money. In your case, maybe if you are making a profit in this MLM, which they are all implying that they are, I will believe in what they're saying for the sake of the video, but there's a lot of people who are sitting on this call, listening to you, cold messaging people, trying to make this work for them, but are not getting any money in return. So instead of at least trading your time for money, people in the MLMs, most people that join, not just Modere, any MLM company, are trading their time. They're giving their time to this MLM company, to this business. They're not getting profit in return. They're not getting anything in return. They're just wasting their time for nothing. Which one's worse? You tell me, which one's worse?
Where I came from, because there's a lot of great people there, great company. I'm not one to tear another building down to make mine look taller. But, Aaliyah and I, we were just talking. We looked through our team of thousands of people, and there were just very few of them earning, great money. Like we were doing well. But, John, you and I had that conversation when I reached out to you, and I'll never forget it. And I thank God every day that you took the time to talk to me. But one of the things John asked me, he said, So he's like, I know you're crushing it, but he's like, how many people on your team are crushing it? And I mean, when I tell you it was like a punch to the chest, I mean, I could count on one hand, you know, I mean, and that's the truth out of.
Are you trying to tell us that it's different in Modere? I would love to see some proof that most of your downline is earning good livable wage off Modere. I would love to see, like, I love how they make these claims, and this is an income claim of sorts. And yeah, it was so bad in the previous company. I know people don't earn money in MLMs, but this is social retail, and here most of my people in the downline earn money. Okay, where's proof though? Where's proof?
Thousands and thousands of people. I can count on one hand how many people were making this, you know, significant income. That's not good, especially from a leader's perspective. You know, just from an integrity standpoint, I had a hard time saying, hey, you know, to continue to bring people into that model, knowing the likelihood of them having great success was slim to none. It was.
Right.
So.
And can we just say this too? That was 7+ years. It wasn't like 7 weeks,
Right.
7 months, 7+ years. So when you're with a company for that long and you don't see people winning, that's a problem, right? So if someone just got started with Modere 7 weeks ago, okay, well, you know, you're just getting started. But if 7 years from now you're the only one making money, that's a problem. So you hit the nail on the head, man. That's what it's all about.
No, he didn't hit anything in the head. It's literally no different in Modere. Most people are still not making any profit in Modere. It just ticks me off every time because particularly in Modere, they like to claim that it's, first of all, that it's social retail and that it's not the same thing as MLMs, which is pure BS. It's a lie. It's not true. Modere is a multi-level marketing company. It's an MLM. It's network marketing. Social retail is network marketing. Like I said, most people are still not making any profit. They're still not making any profit. What are we doing here, lads?
Yeah, so that was a major mindset shift for me to say, hey, I want my team to win too. So, you know, we prayed about it, we talked about it, and when I, you know, like I said, I told you, hey, let's give it to the end of the year. But once I'm a decision, like I can't do that. Like once I know something, I have to act. It's just my personality.
Right.
So
you couldn't put it back in the box.
Right. So knowing it was the right decision, I had to make a move, and we did. We came on board August 18th, so I guess exactly 3 months ago to the day. And gosh, it's been a breath of fresh air. I mean, I have people, John, on my team. I mean, Brianna, Casey, some names you probably recognize. So many of them. I don't want to even start naming because there's a ton of them. But people that were in, you know, that I know worked in this profession for years and years and years, have put their heart and soul into it, gone to events, destination events. I mean, on every conference call, and had little to no success, and have now come here. And like Brandon said, I mean, they're hitting top ranks in the company and just making things happen. It's so fulfilling as a leader and so rewarding, you know, to see that. It just confirmed that it was the right decision. And man, we have just had a blast. And I can't thank you enough, you know, for the way you serve and the way, because I mean, we all know you're one of the top earners in the world in this profession. I mean, for you to take the time that you do to give back to us and answer, you know, our texts and our calls, and, you know, when you're doing other things, and you could easily just sit back and enjoy the passive income, but you don't, man. And you're making a big impact in a lot of people's lives, including ours. So, you know, we don't take that lightly. So it's been awesome, man. We're very glad to be here at Modere. It's words can't describe it. So
that's awesome. Well, we have a ton of people on, and I know everyone really appreciate you guys hopping on and sharing, you know, middle of the day, having this conversation. And I would just like to ask if each of you could maybe share 1 to 2 tips, like, you know, maybe a getting started tip or a tip that you think is really important for someone that wants to get to 6 figures. They want to get to the elite ranks. You know, maybe each of you kind of share your own perspective of, you know, really where you see this company going and what you see as potential for someone that is either getting started, or maybe it's somebody watching this and they're like, I'm ready to level up. Like maybe they're a team leader, maybe they're a director, but they're wanting to get to that elite rank. So I'll let you guys kind of take it from there, but maybe we can just go in order: Glenn, and then Brandon, and then Justin, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right. So I do believe, like they all said, that anybody can win here. And I have so many tips that I could give out, but some of the tips that I would say, number one would be ask your leader questions. The people who ask us the most questions, I would believe, are the people, honestly, on my team, those are the people who earn the most income. Build cross-line relationships. Me and Brandon, whenever Brandon first came in, he's asking me questions all the time. I didn't mind answering. That's what I love about our company is we all help each other. So build those cross-line relationships, ask your leader questions daily. Consistency is key. So some people will come in, they'll do it for about 2 weeks, then they'll take a week off, they'll do it for 2 weeks, and trust me, your team notices that. If you're not being consistent and showing up, well, do you think your team is going to be consistent and showing up? And then as far as people who want to run, your consistency may be talking to more people in a day. If you talk to one person a day, you're going to earn a certain amount of income. If you talk to 10 people in a day, 20 people in a day, Brandon, Justin, and myself in our first 45 days, I believe we all were on the same track. How many people do y'all think we talked to hit elite in our first 45 days in the business? It wasn't one person a day. It wasn't 2 people a day. It was an insane amount of people per day. And what do we do when we talk to those people? We put them in a group chat. We put them in the group. So don't think that you're above the tools. Use the tools. Use your sponsors. Edify them. But again, it's a numbers game. It's being consistent. Not everybody's going to say yes in the beginning. They're going to watch you. But if you're not consistent 2 months from now, they're watching you, you're not posting and you're not doing anything, they probably would have joined your team. I have a couple, Sarah and Dave.
Where is the statistic or proof for anything that they claimed in this video? It's just a lot of weird claims. And like what? Most people are going to say no in the beginning. And then if you stay consistent, 2 months later, if you ask them again, most of them are going to say yes. And how is that a statistic? How is that a fact?
David Bentley, I talked to them on May 19th, and they told me no for at least 8 months. And those guys are earning multiple 6 figures now, but I followed up with them 27 times. So how good is your follow-up game going to be? How many people are you going to talk to?
Did he just say he followed up to them 27 times? That's how to get blocked 101. Like, what the hell? Do not, for the love of God, try to recruit someone 27 times. Do not send a message to a person who told you no 26 times. Do not think that it's okay to send them the 27th message. Sending the second and third message is already not okay in my book, personally. But spamming someone like this, well, most likely they're gonna block you even before you can send them a third message. But even if they're trying to be nice and not blocking you, you trying to recruit them 27 times is disturbing. That's like, what are you doing? That is not normal. That is not normal.
How many questions are you going to ask your leaders?
And Glenn, can I also say something real quick?
Yeah.
I doubt when you followed up with David and Sarah, I doubt every time of the 27, you were like, hey, you guys ready to join? Hey, you ready to join? Hey, you guys ready to join? I'm sure some of those conversations were just you touching base. How you guys doing? Staying in touch with people, because you'd be surprised how many people eventually come around. But like you said, it's them seeing you consistently show up and knowing that you care more about the relationship, you care more about them and their success. You're
so you are manipulating them. You are creating a friendship. You're creating a relationship with them, probably mostly through the social media accounts that you use just to recruit them. And I see people say a lot of the times in the comment section, and I agree. I would rather get cold messages than people trying to befriend me and acting as if they're my friend, when in reality all they want is for me to join their team. And I've been there, I've done that. If you watch my video over 2 years ago when I first made a YouTube account, I shared my story, my experiences with a Juice Plus Han and Arbonne Han, and one was in Body. And I had a lot of Instagram friends that were into fitness and whatever. I still talk to most of these people, and most of them are not MLM Hans. Those 3 were talking to me only because they wanted to recruit me. I thought we had a friendship going on. I thought we get along very well together. I thought it was like a genuine relationship until they started trying to recruit me after a while. And I felt so betrayed because one of them, specifically the Juice Plus Han, She would talk to me about really personal stuff. She would voice message me all the time, and I felt that connection because she voice messaged me. So yeah, it was very misleading. I felt so betrayed. I felt like it was such a waste of time to even talk to this girl so much, and it's a very shitty thing to do. So yeah, I would much rather get a cold message that I can ignore or whatever, just say no, rather than wasting time on a potential friendship only to find out that it was fake. That's even worse than cold messaging people. It's very shitty.
Asking questions, you kind of alluded to that, talking to your upline, but also talking to your prospects, asking them questions, finding out hot buttons, and really identifying, how you can help this person, and not just making it about you making money and being selfish and having, as I call, stinky commission breath, right? So I think that's a really important thing to point out as well. Staying in touch with people is a huge deal because most people are not going to join after one or two conversations.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And with the Bentleys, for example, I asked them how they were doing all the time. Like, when they make a post on Facebook, man, looks like your family's doing great. So just build those connections. And if somebody says no, you're like you said, your next time you meet them shouldn't be, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Right.
They're definitely going to get rid of you. So build that relationship, ask questions, and talk to an insane amount of people and use the systems.
I love it. Genuinely care about people, follow the system, be coachable, work your face off, ATM your face off. And again, you mentioned this in the beginning, there's training in place. So once you plug in with your leader, there's going to be training that's step by step. And of course, there's a whole team of people, not just one person. There's a whole team of people here to support you. And you're in business for yourself. You're never by yourself. So Glenn, I appreciate you, brother. You're the man.
You the man. Thanks.
Right, Brandon Forbes, let's hear it, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because Glenn hit on pretty much everything that it takes to be successful. I mean, our business is really simple. It's not easy, but it's simple, right? So we could sit here all day long and talk about use the systems, master the ATM process. But I mean, you go through the units 1, 2, and 3 in our team Facebook group, and you know exactly what to do. I mean, there's literally, I always tell people there's 7 figures worth of training in our team page alone. And all you have to do is learn that stuff, and then you just have to apply it to your business, right? So I won't get into a lot of the how-tos with the business stuff, but maybe talk a little bit about action and mindset, because I feel like, when people come to Amanda and I, and this happened in our first company because we grew fast, and, it happens here because we've grown fast and we're growing fast. And while that's really exciting, I feel like a lot of times people think it's about what you do versus how you think and how much of what you do you actually do, if that makes any sense. So I think that a lot of times people are
Did he just say how much you do you actually do? Or am I just being distracted? I feel like I missed on a few things. Let me know down below in the comments. I feel like I missed on a few things when they were sharing their stories as well, or like I misheard stuff because I'm a little bit distracted today. Today is not my day, so feel free to correct me in the comments down below.
The whole get rich quick. Our business is easy. It doesn't take a lot of effort. 1 hour a day and you're going straight to the top, baby. And here's the thing, like somebody can make some great part-time supplemental extra income here with a little bit of time. We've got people on our team who they probably have 30 minutes to an hour to put into their business a day. They follow our activity tracker that you guys have provided, the Fame Tracker in Unit 1. They go through the Power Hour technique, and they're building a great business. They're making hundreds and even, in a few cases, a couple grand a month, just focusing on their business for that small amount of time. But for people who really want to build it big, we've got to look at it like something that we're so passionate about that we want to work at every chance we can get. And I feel like that's the difference between a top earner and somebody who's just earning some, right? And here's the thing. If you're listening to this right now and you're just going, man, I just want to make a couple $100, or man, I just want to get my products paid for, man, I just want to share this stuff with people to make an impact because I love the belly blaster and the liquid collagen. That's awesome. It's justified. It's amazing. And it's perfect because that's your size goal. But if you are somebody who does want to build it big, we are going to have to take some more action. We're going to have to put in some more, I always like to say blood, sweat, and tears. It goes back to my sports days and the Army days, right? Like it's the amount of energy that you put into something that determines the output on the other end. And so if you are somebody,
No, not in the MLM business structure, because it's literally set up so that most people are going to fail. The only people that are going to earn money are the founders and the few percent at the top of the company. When the business model is literally set up against you, your efforts and the amount of work that you put into it, it doesn't matter because the odds are against you. You literally have 99% of chances of never making any profit in an MLM, including Modere, because Modere is very much an MLM, and this is all according to the FTC. Those links are going to be down below in the description box.
who really does want to build fast, and by the way, November and December last year were the 2 months that we went elite, right? So we got started, launched our business very beginning of November. I think we hit director 3 maybe the first month, and then the middle of the next or the end of the next month we hit elite, right? So you can do this right now. Now, I'm not telling you you're going to get the same results. So if you don't get to elite by the end of December, don't inbox me because it's not my fault. But what I am telling you is this: if you have hyper focus on something and you allow yourself to become so passionate about it that it almost in a sense kind of consumes you, you're going to want to work your business as much as you possibly can. And you'll look at it as an opportunity versus an obligation. Like when we got started in this business, it wasn't, oh, I have to go find some people to talk to, or, oh, I have to go do a live video, or I have to go message people and get them in the ATM system, or I have to go follow up, or I have to help my teammates. It was, I want to, I get to, I'm excited to. And I would just encourage you, if you are somebody who wants to make it big in this industry, this profession, in this company, and you want to make it big relatively quickly, always remember this: intensity is the shortcut to results in anything that you do. 100% of the time.
Not in an MLM where the business model is set up against you. It's set up for you to fail. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It's not about what you do in the spotlight when everybody's looking. It's about what you do in the dark. It's about being consistent all the time. And I just want to give you a bit of encouragement. If you're a mom and you're listening to this right now, or if you're a dad, or if you work a full-time career, you can have it all. Don't believe the lie that you can't build a successful business and be successful in your career.
Right.
But where's your time for your kids then? As someone who has 4 side hustles, it's freaking hard. But I'm single. Single. Obviously, I'm not single. I mean single. We don't have any kids. It's very hard. It's very hard alongside a full-time job to have a side hustle. If you have a family, you're going to end up neglecting your family, your kids, because you won't have time. This dude is full of BS. I don't like anything that he said so far. Like, out of all 4 of them, he said the most things that really annoyed me. Yeah, he's the one that parent shamed as well. Yeah, you know what? I'll stop here.
Believe the lie that you can't become successful in network marketing and be a phenomenal mom or a phenomenal dad or a phenomenal spouse, because you can have it all. That's the beauty in our system. It's just about discipline. It's about making sure that you're spending, the most valuable thing that you have on this planet, your time, as wisely as you possibly can. And you're not getting wrapped up in the politics and how many votes were.
Don't get wrapped up in an MLM, because that is a waste of your precious time, especially if you have families. If you have a job already, do not waste your free time on an MLM, because you're most likely not going to make any profit. It's not going to give anything in return to you. So yeah, don't do it.
Inaccurate in Georgia. And you're not getting wrapped up in all the garbage. And now I completely blew this, because if people watch it in the future, they're going to know when we're doing this presentation. But what I'm saying is this, guys, like, there's things that are going to move you forward in life and there's things that aren't. And I would encourage you, if you want to grow, if you want to succeed.
MLM is one of those things. MLM is absolutely one of those things that are not going to move you anywhere in your life. Not with personal development, not with friendships, because most of them are transactional. And if you leave the MLM, most of them are going to stop talking to you. They're going to block you. You're not going to make any profit out of it. It's not your own business. You're not an entrepreneur. You're an independent contractor for an MLM. You're going to end up working for free because you're not going to get any money back. You're not going to make any profit in it. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your effort. You can't make this up, can you?
In any area of your life, just put more intentional focus and intention in that area, and you will begin to produce better results. And then on top of that, I think that we've got to have some mental toughness. I know there's ladies and there's guys that are listening to this right now, but I want to talk to the fellas for just a second, because I see a lot of really hard guys get started in this profession. And when their friends start cackling them about being a part of one of those things, Or, you know, when a couple buddies say no and make you feel like you can't be successful, you believe a lie. And I just want to go ahead and encourage you real quick, like, you're tougher than that, right? Get your mind and get your vision so focused on where it is that you want to be for you, for your life, for your future, for your kids, for your spouse, for your family. Guys, listen, you get to walk this planet once. Do you want to live it big or do you want to live it small? The choice is yours. And at the end of your life, you're going to have to look back and you're going to have to own that choice. So men, I want to encourage you, live big, be bold, quit being a chicken, get out there and chase down what it is that you want in this life, because you get one shot. And then the last thing is just follow the systems, you know, like follow the systems. And
Bro, this dude needs to shut the hell up, because I'm getting really annoyed with, like, he just doesn't stop, does he? Just shh, please.
remember, it's not just about the fact that we have perfected curiosity and attraction marketing on social media. It's not just about the fact that we have tons of training. It's not just about the fact that we can add people to a group and tag people and we can message people. It's about how much we're doing those things, right? And remember, you don't have to work this full time to earn an incredible income. You just have to be extremely intentional and focus on the things that pay you the most money, the result producing activities on the tracker. Posting more on social media, if it's not flooding your inbox with interested leads, do it consistently. And it's important to market and brand yourself and all those things, but you got to do the behind the scenes stuff too. You got to be reaching out to people, getting in their inboxes, starting conversations, having the courage to ask people if they're open to taking a look at the products or the business. And then here's the last thing that I think that I can offer that will hopefully help people more than anything else, because this is what radically changed my life. 100% commit to an ongoing path and the ongoing process of personal growth and personal development. I read 56 books my first 12 months in network marketing, and it paid me 6 figures. And I know that when I showed up to the doorstep of this industry, it wasn't anything that I was going to plug myself into that was going to create a lack of success. It was me. It was the internal garbage that I needed to purge out by getting quality into my brain, by flooding my mindset with material from other wildly successful people. Here's the cool thing about reading a book. Like, I remember thinking this the first time I read it. The very first leadership book I ever read was 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this guy is one of the foremost leadership experts on the face of the planet. Like, he's written more books and published more books on leadership than any other human being in history. And I get to literally sit down and I get to, you know, essentially read 300 pages that is just kind of a synopsis of his entire life and everything that he's learned over the span of the last several decades in this area of leadership and personal growth. And guys, I'll tell you right now, like, it's nobody's fault. The circumstances that we live in right now, the life that we're living, the results that we've produced, it's nobody's fault except for ours. And if we want to change our life, we just have to change our mindset. And the easiest way to do that is by paying attention to what you consume and by paying attention to who you surround yourself with. And if you focus on those things, the systems are good. Everything that the products here, I've never seen more products that are more market correct. Like, we literally have people that throw up a curiosity post on their Facebook wall to launch their business, and they have 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 100 people who want information. Like, it's insane how marketable our products are. But at the end of the day, what produces the big results, what produces the long-term success, it's the person that stares back at us in the mirror. And as soon as we realize that and we own it and we focus on growing ourselves so that we can produce better results, that's when things will really start to move in the right direction.
Amen, dude. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is the X factor in order to be successful, really in anything, but especially in this profession. You have got to be reading, learning, listening, growing yourself harder than you grow your business. We can tell you what to do every day, what to say. We've got scripts for every situation. We've got examples of launch videos, curiosity posts, attraction marketing training. We've got the best leaders here to support you. But if you don't develop your mindset and you have that stinking thinking, those limiting beliefs that are holding you back, you'll never achieve greatness. And I know for me, and I think each one of these individuals, these gentlemen can attest to this, but if you don't have a burning desire to grow yourself as badly as you want to grow your business, you'll never win big in this profession. And that's part of the reason it took me such a long time to achieve consistency in my business because I had a lot of fear. I had a lot of insecurity. I had a lot of doubts of my worthiness. I didn't believe in myself as a leader. And, you know, I think most of us probably start out that way. So you can all relate to this, but I had a deep fear of public speaking. I had a deep fear of failure, embarrassment, all the things that most.
This part just reminds me, I was just talking to a colleague the other day about public speaking and about how terrified I am. Like, I'm okay with recording videos because at the end of the day, it's just me talking to a camera until I post it. But before that, you know, it's not a live stream. It's not public speaking, if you know what I mean. But if I was doing a live stream or whatever, whenever I have to present something at work, I'm such a chicken. I hate that. I get so anxious. I'm so nervous. And I don't like to do that. I don't like public speaking. But the way in the MLM reps usually always say things like this, where they're like, oh, I was so bad at public speaking. I was so scared of it. Now look at me. Blah, blah, blah. It's fine. Whatever. You do whatever you want. But not everyone needs to be a public speaker. Not everyone needs to feel comfortable in doing that. I guess it's a good skill to have. It's good if you're not anxious about those things. But I think most people are anxious about public speaking. Unless it's their job, it's their everyday job, they're gonna be anxious about it because it's a lot of pressure. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to force yourself to become good at public speaking if it makes you really nervous, or if it doesn't require for your job or whatever, or if it's not something that you really want to be doing in your life. It doesn't matter. It's not that important.
Most of us are carrying this baggage, we're either carrying the excuse bag or the blame bag. Drop the bags, right? Go out there and work on yourself and be okay with starting small, right? You don't have to have confidence in the beginning, but you should be courageous. And I think when you plug into the system and, you know, you follow the great leaders that we have within this team and within this company, they're going to give you a lot of inspirational ideas, tips, and knowledge. But at the end of the day, you have to be willing to do the work and show up every single day. We can't do it for you. I wish I could hire someone to do my push-ups for me, but it just don't work like that. So Brandon, great advice. I'm so glad you mentioned the importance of personal development. Justin, I'll let you take it away, my friend.
All right. So yeah,
Oh my God, I thought they were gonna finish now. I forgot that there's still this guy and there's still like 10 minutes. Just end it. It's way too long.
Just to kind of go along with what you guys are talking about, because it's absolutely so true. 90% of business is psychological. 10% of it's the how-to, the physical part of it. So like Glenn talked about the system, how simple it is. Brandon alluded to it as well. That's the easy part. That's 10% of the deal. 90% of it is why you're doing it. Your desire, John talked about in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. The first chapter is desire. That's the starting point of all achievement, is what he says. And why you do something is 90% of it. Let's face it, the how-to parts, it isn't going to matter anyway if you don't have the desire to get up and get it done. But, when you're building a business like this, people, especially when it comes to recruiting and building a team, people join people. They don't join companies. So, they're talking about personal development, personal growth. When you're showing this business to somebody, you're talking to them about, getting involved in a business, especially from a business building standpoint, they're looking at you. They're assessing you, whether they're doing it consciously or subconsciously. They're looking at you saying, do I want to be like this person? Do I want to come across to the world like this person's coming across to the world to me right now? And if the answer is no, honestly, it doesn't matter how great the compensation plan is, how great the team culture products are. You're either attracting people to you or repelling them from you by who you are. Jim Rohn says we're always going to be paid in direct proportion to the value that we add to the marketplace. Well, how valuable are you? Well, the good thing is anybody can become more.
John is just having so much fun with his phone and just recording this. I feel like half of the time he's not even listening. He's just recording for his IG stories or something.
Valuable reading 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, or, surrounding yourself with people like John, Glenn, and Brandon, and so many other leaders that, are out there bettering themselves each and every day. So who you associate with, what you're reading, what you're listening to, the things that you're inputting in your mind, how you program your mind is going to determine what you think. How you think is going to determine how you feel. How you feel is going to determine how you act, which will ultimately lead to your results, which will then reinforce how you think. It's going to build your confidence when you start getting great results. But the first thing you have to do is work on you. It's the most important thing. Write down your goals. Say, hey, why do I want to build this business? Get with your wife. Aaliyah and I, we build this together. She's an amazing asset. She's the backbone of this whole thing. So get with your spouse, get with your children, say, hey, this is going to take some sacrifice. It's going to take some time, to get this thing going. But it's important to me because I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it for the family. I want more time with you guys, and set goals together. And that way, when you hit elite, you can celebrate with the family. Say, hey, guess what, kids? When we hit this goal, we're going to take you to this, we're going to take you to Disney World, or whatever you want to say. And that way they're pushing you to get on these.
Yeah, they're gonna take you to the Disneyland, but they're most likely gonna do like a live stream from the Disneyland, or at least they're gonna be messaging their downline or posting on social media to show other potential people, potential recruits, how great their life is and how this MLM allowed them to take their kids to Disneyland. The hustle never stops. They may take their kids to the Disneyland, but from what I've seen so far, they're not actually present because they're still working their MLM biz. So,
calls or do whatever you're doing to build your business, or take time out they understand, because you're doing it for your family. You're doing it to serve and impact others. The Bible says service to many leads to greatness. Well, when you have a business like this that's scalable and that is global, and that you can expand your reach, expand your territory, and make a positive impact in this many people's lives, that's why we're able to, earn the type of money John, Melton, and so many others make, is because you're able to impact and add value to so many people. So many people, all they know is just trading time for money, hours for dollars. It's a linear income. Well, you can't have time and money if you're trading one for the other. Well, this is a turnkey business that, quite honestly, my Xbox costs more than it costs to get started in this. So there's no risk in it. But yet it has the scalability to build, you can earn millions. I'm full disclosure, it's not average or typical, the earnings that you're going to make, but it's going to determine the amount of effort you put into it. But it is possible. If it's being done, guess what? If it's possible for you. You just have to become the person that's going to attract those people and work on yourself every day and plant those seeds. Every conversation you have is a seed that you're planting. Now, you can't plant a garden and eat from it the next day. You can't get pregnant on Friday and have a baby on Monday. But as long as you start planting those seeds now, make up in numbers what you lack in skill, but sift and sort. You don't have to convince. You don't have to talk people into doing this. There's hundreds of millions of people, actually billions of people now that we're global. I'm used to, like Glenn, being in the United States where there was only 300 million people. Now we're all over the globe. Go mess it up on 100 million. There's still 200 million left over just in your backyard, just in the United States. But the more you get out there and do it, the better you're going to be. But just believe that it can be done. Believe bigger, faster. Because, guys, we're human beings. We're capable. Think of the fact that you're looking at me right now on your computer screen or your iPhone or your phone, and I'm in Louisiana. I don't know where you're at. These guys are all in different parts of the country, and you're watching me live talk to you right now. Think how possible that actually sounds. There's nothing connected. There's no wires connecting my phone to you or anything. It's just energy going through the air. The fact that we live in an infinite possibility universe. There's anything's possible. So for you to ATM a couple of people and get them on a business, quite frankly, this is freaking easy business. This is not hard. Think about what you do for your job. Right. Think about the stress that takes on, the time it takes.
I'm sorry, but what the hell? Not necessarily a thing. Like, my job is sending emails and doing some background coding, very basic coding to fix errors in the system. But also a lot of the job is just responding to silly questions that our clients have. That there's nothing stressful about the job. It would be more stressful for me to have to cold message 20 people every single freaking day. Also, in a way, being in an MLM, you're a salesperson as well. I would hate that. That would be so much more stressful than what I'm doing at this moment.
Treat this like a business. Say, you know what? I'm going to give it 2 to 4 years, 3 to 5 years, but I'm going to be committed and I'm going to work at it. Why not master something?
Love how they said this. Now, I think every single one of them said that you need to be consistent and you need to be in it for a longer time. Rewind a little bit in the beginning where this dude, John, said, you can, there's a 30-day refund or return or whatever. So you can change your mind within the 25 days. But meanwhile, we have them all saying, well, you shouldn't, because it takes time and you should give it a lot more time than 25 days. So love that.
That can set you and your family free. Why not? If you're going to put the time in to master something, why not master something that can give you time with your family, give you financial freedom, give you the ability to impact and serve lots of people and leave a legacy and make a difference. Because that's where the fulfillment comes in. That's what's rewarding about it. It's not the amount of money that you can make. That's just a byproduct of the amount of people that you've reached and impacted. So work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Jim Rohn, you know, working on your job will make you a living, working on yourself will make you a fortune. Just work on yourself and go out there and plant as many seeds as you can. Just do your best, sift and sort. Don't convince. Les Brown says, one convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. If you got to talk them into it, that's not your guy. That's not your lady. Just sift and sort and add value and be the person that can lead. Don't ask God to put 10,000 people in your organization if you're not the person that can lead them yet. Grow, read those books, you know, listen, surround yourself with people that are growing and going to stretch you, and just do your best every day to live your best life. And that's going to inspire those around you to do the same. And this is the best vehicle that I've ever seen that gives you the ability to do that. So appreciate you letting me share, John.
Absolutely. And the craziest thing is we're just getting started. Literally, you walk around your neighborhood, you walk around and talk to people at the local, you know, shopping mall, grocery store. Most people have never heard of Modere. Like, we are not a household name yet. But when we are, it'll be the people that were a part of Modere now and here in the next couple years that are going to have the opportunity to capitalize. I mean, guys, we're opening up the country of India very soon. Like, you could literally introduce someone that introduces someone that introduces someone in India and have an entire organization in a totally different country on a totally different continent that most of you have probably never been to. That's the potential. So, like, I mean, Justin, you hit the nail on the head. Yes, in the beginning, it's uncomfortable. Yes, in the beginning, you're probably not going to have the skill set or the mindset or the capabilities. But hello, welcome to being an entrepreneur. That's how it is for all of us when we first get started. You got to do a lot more learning in the beginning than earning, but eventually you can remove the L and you'll start to see some money in your bank account, M's in your bank account. And I'm just really blessed to be in business with all these incredible leaders, this company, this team. And like I said, we're just getting started. So get back with the person that tagged you in this video and let us know also in the comments if you got some value from this conversation. Make sure you smash the heart button. Let Glenn, let Brandon, and let Justin know you appreciate them. And we're Audi 5000. Thanks, guys. Let's make it a great month. See you.
This was way too freaking long. I've been recording for how long? An hour and a half, and I don't know. This was so cringy because there were so many contradictory statements and there were so many things that are so easy to debunk. That's much different than what we usually see. But let me know down below if I forgot to comment on something. I was a little bit distracted. I'm not gonna lie. Today's not my day, which is too bad because I have to record another video after this. But thank you so much for watching. This was a lengthy one, and I know some of you all love lengthy videos, so this one was for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down below if you did, and don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. That would really help out my channel a lot. It's a nice free way to support me, and as always, big shout out to all my channel members. Thank you for being here, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.